Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Friday edition of the Mop, headed into opening of gun season, deer season here in Wisconsin. That's right, the gun opener starts tomorrow. That means traffic on Highway 14 is going to be bumper to bumper all night. And then we have all of the restaurants and everything else will be very busy. So I wish you all ultimate success during this weekend when you get clientele from everywhere. So, may you also be safe. May you hunt smart, know your target, all that stuff. One day I will be able to go out and do that. I don't have a place currently. I could probably find one. I'm never really comfortable hunting on somebody else's property, though, because there's all these people now that they're only after this size deer or that size deer, or, all these guys that are now trying to raise 200-inch deer and you can't shoot this one or that one. And yeah, I remember when deer season, it was deer season. You just said, thank God I got a doe permit so I could shoot one. And it didn't matter if it was a spike buck or a 28, whatever it might be. Deer are deer, venison's venison. That's how it works, I guess, but not anymore. Food plots, all that stuff, land management. I will tell you, here's the one thing I will tell you. If you shoot one and you cannot find it this weekend, make sure you give my buddy Brian a call at Rugged Altitude. He has an infrared drone. He will come over for $200 as long as you're within 30 miles, I think, of Arena. Give him a call. Rugged Altitude, Brian Keister. And make sure you give him a call. He's had a great season so far locating deer. And I know it happens. It happens a lot. But make sure you give him a call. Rugged Altitude out of Arena. And he'll take his drone up and he'll do everything he can to make sure you get that deer, or it's at least the best ethical thing that you can do. So good luck to all of you. So it's that weekend. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're not shooting elk if you happen to see one. I'm sure that'll happen again this year. It happens every year that there's an elk shot up by Black River somewhere that somebody said, oh, thought it was a whitetail. So if you're going out in the woods and you don't know the difference between an elk and a whitetail, maybe you should look up the pictures. If you notice that the rack on your one that's in front of you is rubbing mid up the tree, and you go, holy crap, that thing's huge, you might want to second guess it. You might want to look. If the antlers have white tips on the end of them, they're really dark with white tips and they look majestic, probably don't pull the trigger. Take a look first. If it has a brownish tan butt, probably don't pull the trigger. Whitetails have a big tail, white, that's why they call them that. But somebody along the line, I'm sure this year, will mistake an elk for a whitetail. It happens every year around here. So, if you happen to have a buck that big that has a whitetail, congratulations. You probably shot a state record. But most likely, also what'll give the elk away is it has an orange collar. Yeah, take a look. Take your time. Also know what your target is, too. If they're dressed in bright orange, probably shouldn't shoot it. And don't just shoot it because you heard the leaves rustling. Okay? Also, make sure that the Yoopers are in your CD playlist or on your Bluetooth. A few 30-point bucks, during the camp. And the first week of deer camp and all the good songs that they come up with. Make sure you're playing them, and make sure if you're indulging beverages at deer camp that you are not also doing that with a loaded weapon. Okay? Other than that, have a great weekend. I posted yesterday on my personal page about how I missed the times on Gerber Lane. It was when I was 5 and 6, it was always fun to go to Gerber Lane up to my grandparents' place, and Dad and them would all hunt, and it was just a fun family time. My grandfather had a beautiful piece of property up north of Hub, just a little bit. Those are the days I miss. I know Roxanne misses her family stuff that was in Harrison Hollow. It's more of the getting together, sharing meal, memories, all that stuff than it was about the actual hunt. Like I said, I think we've taken away from deer hunting, and we've seen a lot of the DNR posts now about how there's not as many licenses sold anymore. I think it's because a lot of people have clamped down on sharing their property or letting people hunt on their property. Due to the fact of deer management or else, but also because the amount of land that is being purchased by people that are owning thousands and thousands of acres, which is fine. You have the money. It's all your business to do that. But in order for people that are struggling to find a place to go, and public land, too dangerous. I'm not going on public land. I'm sorry. Way too dangerous to go out there. But to all of you that have places to go, and you cherish the people that will allow you to hunt on their property. Value them. Say thank you. Do whatever you can. Buy them a nice gift, whatever. Find out what they like. But really respect the people that have the places you can go. I was never really that die-hard hunter. I like to go out. I love the woods. I love to do all that. But it was more just getting together, playing cards, shooting the shit, whatever. And hopefully somebody brought in some nice deer, you know. Isaac got a beautiful one during the bow season. So we'll see what happens. But good luck to all of you. Again, know your targets. But it's always scary. I guess somebody shot himself with a crossbow down here not that long ago and passed out on his way to the hospital. So if you happen to have one of those injuries, don't drive yourself to the hospital. Call 911. Especially if you've got blood pouring out. Just call 911 for help. Much better idea. So may you shoot straight and know who you're shooting at. And then may your chili be a little spicier. And then also I saw a meme yesterday about the story of the one sock hunter. And I thought it was funny. So if you understand where that other sock went, you probably understand the emergency somebody had. So sometimes toilet paper in the backpack's not a bad idea. And sometimes you just forget it and you may need a sock. So that's what happens. But everybody, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to Mop. I'm not covering a lot of the crappy shit that's been said lately. Yesterday, it irks me, but I'm going into the attitude of this weekend is about that. Last night, I missed my perfect 300 game. I threw a 9 count in the 8th frame. Shot a 279. But ended up with 720, so 3 straight weeks of over 700, which means I was averaging 233 or better for those 3 weeks. My average has gone up a little bit, but throwing the ball well, enjoying it, having fun with the crew I'm bowling with, and we'll go from there. But have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend, and may you be successful in making memories. Talk to you guys soon. I'll be back Monday morning with another edition of the Mop. And as always, take time to bless somebody today.